Alright guys, it's February 16th. I think some news came out. I just made a really quick $1,000 off of three contracts just because I was actually lucky. And I was trying to do a zone to zone fade and actually started to move up pretty quickly. Right now what we're looking for is to sell market profile. We just saw it break down below the low value area. If I look at the 5 sim here, what happened was it was down here, right? We're kind of in a sideways market and this thing took off really hard to the upside. I had bought down here at 30.82, looking for targets up here at the 31. Went past it, automatically hit my targets, triggered really quickly within like a minute. So just got out a little over $1,000. Wasn't even looking to make that much actually, but that was a quick trade. And now we are looking for this thing to sell off a little bit more. But what we want to do is we want this thing to kind of move back up a little bit higher and then look for sell-offs. Because right now, if we look at Thinkorswim right now, you got the NQ here. I was looking at the indexes. Indexes were pretty volatile right now, and oil's kind of following. So right here we got that market profile level. We just broke it at the 30.53. Same thing around here. Actually right here we have it at 30.87, looks like, on the 3 sim. On the 5 sim 80.82. So ideally we'd like to see this thing kind of move up a little bit higher. As you can see, it's not really pushing down, so we just gotta be a little bit patient, wait for this thing to kind of move up in the 82, 88 area, and then we can short a little bit there. But I would like to see it kind of move up a little bit right now. But I think because of the news, it's good to kind of be patient, let the market orders just kind of move around a little bit for a while, because this thing's moving up pretty quick, like 20, 30 ticks in a really small amount of time. As you can see right here on the 5-minute, look at how quickly this bar went up and came all the way down, and that was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 ticks in a matter of like a seconds. So we'll see what happens here. I'll pause the video really quickly, and once I'm in a trade, I'll let you start the video again. But I just wanted to record that really quickly and then look for the next setup. So what we want to do is, obviously both the 5 sim and the 3 sim is aligning right here. We can also look at the other markets right here doing the same thing. As long as this doesn't come all the way up here and then break it, we should be good. But we'll look for alignment in both of these to look for a sell signal. So but we have a little bit of ways for this thing to kind of move up a little bit higher, and this is where patience pays off. Because if I would have sold anywhere down here getting overexcited, I would have been losing money right now because it's moving against me. So you just gotta be patient, look for it to kind of come back down or come back up towards the market profile area where it broke, and then look for a sell signal there. And right now, usually when news comes out, because it moves so fast, it's better just to look at the 5 sim, just because it's a longer time frame. As you can see, see how it just kind of went up, came back into market profile, broke it, went down. It's a lot of erratic movement. So you waited for it to kind of settle down, and then right now it looks like it's a little slowing down now. So what we'll do is we'll look for some selling kind of coming into the market, and then we'll sell again, and then see if this thing can push down further from there. And we'll look at targets below. So because the market had been moving up this entire day, if it moves down, we are looking for this thing to move pretty violently, or the volatility to move down pretty quickly. So market like this, you just kind of look for a nice market order, and then look for this thing to kind of sell from there. So we're gonna just go ahead and do a quick trade to see if this would, how much is this gonna go down. I'll look for maybe targets right now, right here. Just one contract, just to get you guys get a feel of like how fast this market moves, right? Got a target down at the 30.15. Okay, so about $150 real quickly, and that's within just a matter of the time that I've been talking, right? And like I said, we've been moving down here. Let me see. The market kind of came up here really quickly throughout the day in the morning. So when it comes back down, it's going to come down even, and target fill right there. So that's one contract, $350 just off that move. I didn't even have to pause the video because it's moving really quickly. I wish I had more contracts to show you, but um, I would have done if just scaled out there and let the other ones kind of run, because it's moving so fast. But you know, when it's moving down like this, you know, that's why you need more than one contract to be able to just scale out and let the other ones just kind of go. So, but there's going to be opportunities at this point, because what's going to happen is probably there's going to be some bouncing going on, where the market initially bounced up or shot up this morning from this area right here, and you can see it's happening right now. But what happens is the trend was so hard up all morning, so we're only looking for buys, and now we have a counter trend type of movement. Well, if it's a small movement, that's one thing, but all the markets are selling off, and oil included is pushing down pretty hard. So now what we're going to do is look for the trend to really change to the downside. So this is probably going to trend a little bit more downside, maybe hold these areas, and then finally come back up to these market profile area, excuse me, the low value area here to test it, and then probably push that down even further at that point. But then, you know, what we are looking for is a market shift, because the market was moving up pretty high or pretty hard to the upside, and now moving down for whatever reason. So let me pause the video now. Made my trades. That was a really quick trade there. Again, wish I had some more contracts to show you guys, but there'll be another opportunity. But I'm glad we were able to catch that real quick. And let me look and see what news came out, and then I'll start the video again and do a little recap, and maybe we'll be in another trade. So we'll see what happens. All right. Hey guys, I'm back. You can see the market just pushed down even further, another 30-40 ticks off that last leg down. So we're total of, when it really pushed down, I guess you can average maybe, let's see, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, about 70 ticks already within, you know, a matter of like 10 minutes already. And that's how the market can move. And the same profile setups still work, and you're going with trend, so you're always going to have favorable results if you're going with trend. And right now the trend is down, and this thing's pushing down pretty hard. Let me show you on another chart, make it a little bit easier to see. So this is what oil did, came up, popped up, and then just pushed down pretty hard to the downside. So I don't know right now. I looked at the economic calendar. There's nothing really significant. I mean, we had some Chinese new loans. Australia had some meetings from their RBA, trade balance for Korea, some, you know, euro, global trade balance, all not really significant news to drive the market like this. I don't know if it's rumors and or news about oil, but obviously, like I said in my past videos, these are a lot of confluence with both markets. So we're seeing a lot of that going on. So right now we're kind of like in support as far as like area yesterday that really bounced and surged up from. We did break the support or initial price where the market did bounce up from yesterday. There was a gap up, and it just filled that gap, and we're kind of at that area right now. So we'll see what the market does right now. If it does continue push down, we'll continue to sell, but really the big opportunity would have been this break of market profile here, right? Came up and retested. We're a little bit patient by looking at the 5 sim, like I was walking you guys through live, and then right here was where we sold and was able to push it down even further. I didn't have a huge target. If I had more contracts, more than one contracts, everything was happening so quickly, and I was trying to record this video that I didn't even pay attention to how many contracts I was trading. But if I would have traded more than one, I would have been able to push this down a little bit more and allow that contract to just run and hit that little gap. But that didn't happen. That's fine. There'll be more opportunities in the market, and happens all the time. So right now we're seeing a lot of buyers come in, and it makes sense looking at this chart here. Like I said, here's the support, here's that gap that got filled, and now we're seeing some price movement up. So I don't know if we're gonna see this thing come all the way back up here again, but we may see a new profile kind of set up here and the lower end, and if that ends up just kind of bouncing around, and then we'll look for another chance to kind of get back in the market again. And move so hard down, probably better to look at the longer term, but there could be some more left in the tank for this thing to sell off. So we'll look for more retracement for this thing to move up, and then we could look to sell it again. So we'll see what happens here. You know what though, I mean, I think you guys got the point here. Just like every other video, I was able to do this a little bit quicker and live, and it moved really quickly, so I didn't have to record this video very long. But you guys get the point, right? Break below low value area, you look for it to retrace using the Fibonacci's. On this indicator here, you're seeing the dots, and then you look to sell because we're in a downtrend and the market is weak. The opposite would be true if the market was moving up, but in this case it moved so quickly, we waited for a little while for it to kind of settle down, and it ended up settling onto the downside, so we looked to sell. But if it was up to the upside and stayed up here, we would look for it to come back into high value area, the HVA, where this red is depicted here, and then we would look for this to bounce and buy on the way up. But in this case we were looking for it to sell, so there might be another sell opportunity coming up here soon. And other markets are in confluence, so you know, just gotta be patient. And the market moves really quickly here, so you don't want to get in and be impatient and just get in too early or too late, you know, because after this thing move down, you know, you don't want to buy anywhere down here. You want to sell, but you want to sell as it starts to retrace, and this thing's moving pretty quickly, so look for this to maybe come up to 30.22 and or even higher maybe, and could look for another sell opportunity. Ideally, I would like this thing to come all the way back up to like maybe 30.58 and to sell again, 30.58, 57, because it's you know, the same levels here. There's some confluence there, right? And I'm watching the other markets. You got the Russell TF here, the ES, because they just broke profile too. If they come up to the low value area here, and it kind of has some confluence with oil, you know, that would make more sense to make that kind of trade, because it would all be in line with each other. So, and you can make some pretty good trades, you know, because the market's pushing around like this and moving around so quickly. So this might be a sell opportunity right here, just because you see it coming up to that black line, which is kind of like the line in the sand. This is a developing market profile right here, especially as it's moving down, and it's on the long-term chart. So this thing, we could look for it to go down further and then put a stop a little bit above the 30.21 area right here. And it just hit actually market profile here on the ES, so yeah, why not take the trade? But that's enough for me on the video here. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out so I can make this a short video. It's already over 13 minutes now. Hopefully you guys learned something there, and more trading in the market. Just another day. All right guys, have a good one. Bye.